logging into your web host and setting up your first email accounts. I'm using StartLogic because that is the web host that I use and I have access to all of their pages. When you log into StartLogic's website, there is a login link here at the top right corner, unless you happen to have an email from them, at which point you can click the link in the email that will take you directly to the login screen, which is here. At the login screen, you will enter your username and password that you created when you signed up for a StartLogic account. We will do that now. Once you've logged into your account, your administration screen looks something like this. StartLogic calls it the control panel. And in the control panel, there's a little quick start guide, and there's a quick start box that will pop up when you log in for the very first time that doesn't pop up subsequent times. But what we're concerned about right now is email. We want to create our first email address. So I scroll down midway of the screen. There's a little email section. Click on the first link there called Mail Central. When I click on Mail Central, you can see that I've already been here and I set up a webmaster account at the URL, and I will create a second account. Yours would be empty and you would see nothing here and just the links create mailbox and maybe create a forward. We'll click create mailbox because there are also things that you need. Some of the standard email addresses that anybody needs would be webmaster, maybe support at your domain, maybe sales at your domain. I'm going to type here support and add a new password and continue. Internet Explorer wants to remember things. I say don't remember them. I don't need that. And we go to the second screen, which is address management. It says, gives us a confirmation your mailbox has been created. Support, there's the owner information. Is this an administrator account? Yes or no. I'm going to leave it unchecked for now. There are some useful things to know about your email addresses. The name is here, so that once you set it up, you can then begin using it. You can give it out to anybody instantly and they will be able to send you an email address. You can change the password at this point. Webmail, this is a link to get to the webmail application so that you can check your mail online, whether you have an email client set up or not, and remove to delete the mailbox if you created it in error or do not need it. StartLogic gives you an unlimited number of email addresses, and so that's not such a big deal. But if you're working with a host that only allows you, say, 50 to 100 or 10, then you might want to be mindful of having extraneous emails, but we don't have that problem. This says new mailbox delivery target, and you see our other email address, webmaster, is in here. If you're a small operation, a small business, it's just one or two of you, you may still need multiple email addresses. You might want to give one email address to support, one to sales, one to help, so that your customers have an easy time of being able to send email to you. However, they're all coming to you. So StartLogic gives you the wonderful little option of target sending your emails from one address to a certain target so that you can internally forward to yourself. We're not turning that on. There's another forwards. If you use Gmail, for instance, you can have all of your StartLogic email forwarded to your Gmail account, and so basically you're just using them for the name, but you won't handle your mail within this area. The autoresponder, if you're not using a client, an email client, this might be a useful tool to offer an autoresponder, but I always use Outlook or Thunderbird, so I always use an email client and rarely use their tools. There are a couple of other items we won't get into, but this is the basics of setting up an email address. I'm going to click over here in the left navigation menu to go back to the control panel. And on the control panel, I will show you once again how to get back to your email section. Scroll to the middle of the page, click Mail Central, and this takes us back to our email screen in the event that you needed to edit or delete either of our created email addresses. That concludes the email address setup.